Welcome to Simsbury Town News. My name is Dominique Avery. I'm going to begin on a personal note. Before my family moved here 29 years ago, I wanted an excellent school system. But my daughter wanted a place that had a great public swimming pool. And my husband, who'd recently taken up golf, was looking for a nice public golf course close to home. I'll give you one guess where our realtor took us to seal the deal. Yes, indeed, the fabulous Simsbury Farms. So I'm so happy today to have as my guests Tom Tyburski, the new director of Simsbury's Department of Culture, Parks and Recreation, and David Bush, chairman of the Culture, Parks and Recreation Commission. Boy, those titles are a mouthful.
They certainly are.
Welcome to both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Good afternoon.
As I said, Simsbury's park and recreation opportunities are a big reason people move here. And Tom is the new guy in charge. And I'm going to ask him the first question. You replaced Jerry Toner, who was here for 36 years. Yes. A lot of people knew him. So I want people, our viewers, to get to know a little bit about you and why you got this job.
Well, thank you. Well, I had the good fortune of working, and first of all, let me say Jerry is a fantastic person. Jerry's like a second dad for me, a great mentor to me. I had the good fortune of working with Jerry for 11 years here as a recreation supervisor. Shortly after I got out of school, I went to Springfield College. After during my 11 years here, I learned a lot from Jerry. I was running the day camps, the special events, the programs here. A lot of people got to know me through Simsbury Celebrates and through their kids going through the day camp programs here. But it came time to Jerry helped me kind of push me out of the nest a little bit, and to kind of spread my wings. And I took a recreation director job in Granby for 7 years. And then when Jerry announced his retirement last winter, I applied for the position here and went through a very thorough vetting and ended up with the position and started here last June. So.
And Dave, were you part of that vetting process? Were you on the committee who hired him?
Yeah, I certainly was, and we had a lot of candidates, very, very qualified candidates who came through. But really what drew us to selecting Tom was in his position there in Granby. He had been very, very creative in the way he would market programs, start up new programs, generate revenue. And as part of our job, we are always concerned that we want to find ways that people can know about our programs and take part of them, but also to do a good job on the revenue side. So with that being said, we were very, very happy that Tom was to accept our offer and is now back with us.
Well, I've had just a little bit of experience. I know I knew you a little bit when you were here before, and so far I'm impressed, really impressed.
Thank you.
So if our viewers saw the beginning of the show, I had a whole bunch of photographs of all the different parks and places that you run. It's a lot of them. But before I go over all of them, why don't you tell me, both of you, a little bit about what's happening in town? We're in the middle of the summer, or approaching the beginning of the summer, and a lot of stuff goes on.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the biggest thing right now is our parks maintenance crew is busy getting all the parks cleaned up. They're finishing their cleanups of the parks for this summer, but they're getting the Simsbury Meadows ready for the HSO season, which is just right around the corner. The improvements down there that they've made with drainage to try to keep the shows going on, rain or shine for the most part. We've just finished a major playground renovation over the last few years at Rotary Park. We're going to be doing, and obviously Simsbury Farms the last few years. You spoke about the pools a few minutes ago. The last few years, the pools have gone over a major renovation. If you haven't been up there in a few years, you'll be shocked when you take a look back up there. The brick walls are now gone. It's more of a wide open space, very inviting to families when they're up there. They can see their children everywhere from the pool deck now. It's very bright up there. We have a renovated snack concession area there now. And this summer we're going to be doing some rink improvements. Our rink is now 20 years old, starting to show its age a little bit. So you're going to see the ceiling and the roof of the rink being repainted. We have a solar project going on.
Yeah, I just drove by the other day and I saw a bunch of people working on the roof, and it looked like a solar installation.
Yep, the entire south-facing side of the rink is going to be covered in solar panels. It's a project that's being run by our Public Works Department. Last year they did solar panels on their public works garage, but now phase 2 of this green energy program the town is kind of involved with is now it's going to be involved with our rink. So we expect that project to be done shortly, probably at some point in July it'll be finished up. But it's an exciting project to see that going up right now.
So the solar project, I think I mentioned this to you the last time we talked. I heard a rumor that the water in the pool, I do the morning exercise during the summer, that the water was going to be warmer, and you told me that that was not true.
Yeah, no, I can't make any promises about the water being warmer. The solar panels are going to be generating electricity that's going back into the grid. It's not heating the water.
Have you ever put your hand in that water?
Yeah, first thing in the morning. It can be a little chilly in the end of June, early July. But toward late July, August, it's pretty warm. But in the afternoons, it's pretty refreshing in the afternoons.
So Dave, as chairman of the commission, to me it strikes me as though we in Simsbury have a vast number of parks. I don't know of any other communities that have something like Simsbury Farms plus 10 other municipal parks. Is that true? Do you know? We
really, there's been such a commitment in Simsbury to the acquisition of land and the maintenance of parks. I think the Ethel Walker property is the ideal example that instead of development, the town chose to let's keep this in its natural state. Great set of trails over there. Improvements have been made over the town forest parking lot and accessibility areas. So it's really, as you said, it's what draws people, I think, to this town. Education is always great, but there's so much other free time to have this many parks, and parks that can be used in different ways. If you go down to Terriffill Park, you can play pickleball or softball. And certainly we know Simsbury Farms has a variety of activities, but one of the great additions we had just last year was the addition of outdoor basketball courts that were generously donated, the money for it donated by one of our residents. So I think the residents see the value and the variety of use that we have for them.
And it strikes me, I grew up in New York City, and it strikes me a little bit like every neighborhood has its neighborhood park. I live off of West Mountain Road, and there's a lovely little park there. As a matter of fact, on my way here, I saw some of your crew mowing the grass in the rain. I was very impressed.
Yeah, I did the same thing on the way here, too.
Now, I mean, I'm sort of jumping ahead, but now with all of what we have, we are now in the process of getting a new park.
We are.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We are. We're very excited about this, and some people in town may have already heard, and others are going to be astonished when they go down to the Flower Bridge this summer and see a construction area where normally the beautiful flowers, the bridge is overflowing with flowers. So about 4 years ago, the town purchased the adjacent property to the bridge. And so this, with the thought that they could use that property to improve river access for residents. It's been a long planning process, but it's finally happening this summer. In short order, the house will be the existing structure will be demolished, and we're going to set up a park in that spot. It's going to have a small pavilion that people will be able to get under there and have some shade and have maybe a small picnic lunch and maybe use for a small reception or that kind of thing. There's going to be some paver trails to get down to the river and launch a canoe or kayak. There'll be a water fountain for the people who are walking or bike riding nearby. There's going to be benches that are going to be overlooking the river. So if you want to sit and enjoy just the scenery, you can do that there.
So will those benches be closer to the river than now? There are benches too that look over the river.
They are. Those benches in that spot will remain. They're going to be a little bit newer and everything will match. But on the side of the river where there's a lot of vegetation now, so on the opposite side of the parking area, there'll be benches there, so you can kind of get a view of the south side of the river, of the bridge. I think it's going to be a phenomenal view when you see it when it's completed.
I'm expecting that more townspeople will actually get a little bit closer to the river.
I think they will
be able to.
Yeah, I think we've talked to a lot of people over the last few weeks at the Burgers on the Bridge and the duck race events, and people are really excited about what this project's going to bring to town, and I think really excited about being able to launch their canoes and their kayaks from this park now.
So there is another place where people launch there. Is it up by Curtis Park?
Yep, some people launch from Curtis Park. Some people do launch from the Crew Boathouse, just across the way from the Flower Bridge. And some people do take advantage of the Pinchot Tree Park and launch their boats from that location as well.
I hadn't realized that's a park that you maintain too.
We do. It's one of the many, but yes.
How big is your department?
We have 9 full-time parks maintainers, and right now we have, I believe, 4 seasonal maintainers. With college kids helping us out. They are stretched to the max right now, especially during the growing season. Along with our bike trails as well. They have a lot of responsibilities in keeping ball fields up. Obviously, the concert venue, our trails, our parks. Simsbury Farms in itself, they work really hard. So.
Now, Tom's certainly juggling a lot with all of the areas that he has to take care of and the limited resources. And that's one of the things that I hope everyone in town realizes is what a great job the crew does with maintaining our facilities. Because frankly, if we compare the amount of resources that are provided in the town of Simsbury to take care of these parks to other towns, they are doing it with far less people, far greater efficiency, and for less tax dollars than a lot of the other surrounding communities.
It's really quite amazing. I mean, I drove by Memorial Field yesterday. That sign needs some work, but I'm sure you have a lot of other things
We're getting
to do. Yeah, it's sort of overgrown. I wanted to take a picture of it. I have to push some of the bushes back. But that's a huge facility all by itself.
It really is. You have Little League teams that play up there, baseball and softball. During the summer, you'll have American Legion senior and junior teams up there. There's a summer college team that plays up there as well. You have the pool that's open and the day camp that takes advantage of the pool as well. There are summer travel softball teams that play up there. It's a really busy place. It's one of those places that unless you getting a chance to get in there and explore, you don't really realize how big it is.
Right, unless you turn off and drive in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's really quite incredible. So, Dave, you talked about sort of what you liked. One of the things you liked about him, one was being good with money, but the other was programming.
Right.
So, what kind of programming do you have at the summer during the summer for Simsbury Farms to begin with? Let's just go over that a little bit.
We have a very talented staff that's put together a lot of something for everybody basically this summer. At the pool, obviously we have a lot of people who have buy season passes. Some people choose just to come up for the day. For $5, you can swim for $5 a person. If you want to buy a daily admission, you can swim from 1 to 8 o'clock Monday through Friday. That's a phenomenal price. But during the month of July, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, there's going to be inflatables on the pool deck. Some days it's a DJ and an inflatable. Other days it's going to be an inflatable water slide going into the pool. So they try to mix it up and keep it fun. We do have inner tubes that the kids can use, and we have lounge chairs that the parents can sit and enjoy watching their kids play on the tubes.
So that is all new. And when we moved here umpteen years ago, as I mentioned, the pool was just the pool.
Yeah.
Nothing was allowed in it.
No.
And my daughter loves to swim, and we happened to go to Germany to a public pool in a city where her grandmother was from. And they had slides, and they had inflatables, and they had so much fun going on. And she said, "What is going on? Why can't I do this at Simsbury Farms?" Yeah. So it's really changed.
Yeah, we've come a long way. We're trying to keep people there, and we want people to come to their own town pool. And obviously, it's supported through the revenue fund. So the more people we get, the healthier financially we are. So they've done a lot of hard work to try to keep people there. We also have water exercise classes for adults. We have future lifeguard classes to keep our lifeguard population. We have great lifeguards, but we always need more. So we're doing lifeguard training classes throughout the summer. We have tennis camps and tennis and golf camps, so we can keep our future golfers in the pipeline. We have our day camps up there, our junior explorers which are our kindergartners and first graders. And our summer adventure campers, where those are our middle school kids who are using the ice rink during the summer, and they're going on field trips such as Lake Compounce and Six Flags and Brownstone Quarry, where they're they're jumping off rock cliffs and zip lining and then they're going to play laser tag and paintball and things like that. So a lot of exciting stuff up there. We have arts and crafts camps for kids this summer. We have Lego camps and robotics camps and you name it, we have it. We even have fencing and one of the things I'm really excited about to be back here is we have a summer baton twirling camp. I'm excited to be working with Colleen Ty, who's a Simsbury resident. Colleen and I first met when I started here in 1999, and we started a baton twirling camp, a baton twirling program. And that program grew and grew and grew over the years, and it's grown to the point where a lot of these kids who first started are out of college now. Some of these kids got college scholarships through the program, and I'm excited to be kind of working with her again. And we have in the month of July we have summer camps for the beginners, and in August we have camps for kids who want to join the team. Summer camps for kids who want to join the baton.
So how do people find out about what's going on? I'm sure that the young people know. And parents know through the schools, or they find out from other friends. But where do people locate all of these things?
The best way to go is to go to our website, simsburyrec.com, and if their household already isn't in our system, to join our website, and that way they'll get our emails and find out about programs that way. If they could like our Facebook page, Simsbury Rec, that's another way we post our new events and our programs.
Is that new?
We've had it for a few years. But we post our events on that page as well, and that way they'll stay in the know about what's going on this summer, fall, winter.
And they do a nice job once you're on that email list. So I think now I'm probably getting pretty much one a day, if not one every other day. And it's just letting you know, okay, gee, the pool was going to be opening this past weekend, or hey, we have an opening for a tennis camp. Come join us. Has the pricing, has the hours, the availability, and that makes it easier than having to go to the website. So I do encourage folks, if you haven't already signed up, to do that. No,
that's a good idea. I'm going to do it as soon as I get done with this, because I find the website kind of dense. There's a lot there, and it's sort of hard to figure out because there is so much going on. So we're talking. You mentioned golf just a few minutes ago, and so I want to talk a little bit about the golf course. I heard a story on NPR last week about too many golf courses, and many of them are underused. And so I was wondering what the story was on our golf course, which is the most. My husband loved playing there, and it is the views are gorgeous. I mean, it's just incredible. But how is the health of the golf course?
We have a beautiful golf course, and if you haven't gotten a chance to go up there, I would encourage you to go up there, play around, or even go for a walk at sunset up at the golf course if you're not a golfer. Our crew and under Jerry's leadership have done a fantastic job over the years of maintaining it and kind of staying ahead of the other local courses, so that we're at the forefront of what's going on. And being maintained well, so that we are a viable golf course in the industry. The golf industry has been a challenge. That's just a fact. But we're doing well. I mean, we've had some challenging years with weather, as everybody here who lives here knows. The last couple of years, we've had seems like more rain than sunny days lately. But our staff has done a fantastic job of starting new leagues. We're having. Our golf pro, John Varenci, and his staff have started new ladies leagues this year, women's clinics. We've had a ladies business league start this year. We have our co-ed league is as strong as ever. Our men's club, which Dave is a member of, is doing very well.
Well, and the course right now also is in just great shape. As everyone knows, we've had a pretty tough spring, but that has provided an opportunity for Mike Wallace and his staff to really, the course is green, the grass is growing, and encourage people that almost any time of day we'll run a special. Because it is a competitive golf environment, we want to make sure that the fire alarm goes off while we're talking, it is competitive, so we have to be price competitive. And so part of what Tom and his staff have done is they have done a great job of coming up with pricing structures that now make it attractive to people to come up. And there are times of day that they can pay less money to play. So we're encouraging people, come on up, take advantage of the facilities.
So I'm going to take a quick break here because the fire alarm is on until we determine what's going on, and we'll have to come back. So we're actually back. We were interrupted by a fire alarm. There was no fire, thank goodness, and Memorial Hall, but now we're going to pick up where we left off. We were just talking about the golf course, and Dave was telling us what's new there.
Well, so one of the great things this year, and the green just opened, is we redid the 5th hole. And if anyone has played there before, it's the hole where the green is right near a pond. And our superintendent, Mike Wallace, has just done a fabulous job of redoing that entire area, building a beautiful rock wall that borders with the pond and reshaping and reconfiguring the green. It's really now going to be our signature hole. A hole there, when you play this, you're going to have a story to tell at the end about whether you made it over the rock wall or the ball hit the rock wall and went in. But one of the great things also is that Mike Wallace did this in-house. And so he saved us a great deal of funds, and at the same time, he had a great time. If you give that man a piece of equipment, he's like a kid in a sandbox. He just loves to go out there and use it, and he put it to good use with this 5th hole.
So I was at the Board of Selectmen's meeting the other night, and Joan Coe mentioned an idea that she's mentioned before, that she favors hiring an outside group to run the farms. I know you don't want to get into a dispute with Joan, but what is the benefit of running it in-house to hiring someone outside?
Well, by running it in-house, the town is able to manage its own asset, which they've been doing well for well over 30 to 40 years at this point. The golf course is part of the Simsbury Farms Revenue Fund, and even through good times and bad, the golf course has been managed successfully. We have a very professional staff. We have a great golf pro. We have a very good maintenance staff. The golf course has carried its weight for the town through good years and bad years. There's a misconception that the golf course has cost the town a lot of money or has been losing money. I think that it is a misconception. Even with the downturn in the industry and the rough weather we've had over the last few years, the golf course has lost a little bit of money in two of the last 3 years out of a 40-year history of the golf course. Those are the only 2 years that the golf course has come close to a loss. All those other years, it has generated a profit.
One of the other dangers of a private management situation, and there's 2 perfect examples right here in Hartford County, was that some of these companies come in and they promise to invest money into the course, and they don't do what they promise to do, end up going out of business. I think of a couple of them, Goodwin Park over here, part of the Hartford system, and then the East Hartford Country Club. Both had private management. Both suffered from the same exact problem, terrible conditions. What we at least have is, by running our own asset, the thing that keeps golfers coming back is it's beautiful and it's well maintained. And I think there's a real danger. You bring in an outside outfit that's literally there for the profit, you're putting your asset at risk.
Yeah. And our staff knows and cares about its customers. They're going to be here, and we're working at retaining our customers. We're not going to have somebody that's going to be here 1 year and out the next year. So
right, and there's a real esprit de corps among the golfers who play there. I know that, and you feel, if you play often, you feel at home there. I know that from my husband, that he had a group of people that he played with, and he loved the golf course, and he was happy, the happiest he's ever been living anywhere, just being able to go there every weekend.
Absolutely.
So we've been talking about all the things that Simsbury has, and now I understand that you're about to embark upon a master plan, parks and open space master plan. So we have wonderful things.
Yes.
Why are we doing another master plan? Tell me.
So we are. So we actually haven't done a parks and open space master plan in this town. So this is the first endeavor, my first experience with this, as well as the town's. So we've just embarked on this project. The town has engaged Weston and Sampson. It's a local engineering, it's a regional engineering firm, to help us with this project. And so at this point, we've done a few public interactions at a library event, the Burgers on the Bridge, and the duck race event, to solicit some public input. We're trying to find out what people like about Simsbury Parks, what they don't like, what they like about our open spaces, what do they like about the bike trails, what else would they like to see with these amenities, what they want to see in the future. We're going to use this project to shape the town's vision for parks and open spaces for the next 10 to 15 years, how we're going to allocate our expenditures toward these resources. And so what we're going to be doing this summer, is we're going to be sending out surveys to residents. We're going to have some public input sessions in late July. We're really hoping that people will take advantage of giving their input through the survey or attending the public sessions to have their voice heard and let us know what they think and really contribute to this whole process.
I want to reiterate that this is a great opportunity, though, for residents to have a direct say in what we do for the future, what we do with what we have presently, and we have many opportunities for them to be involved. Sure, they may have to go to the website, or we'll be sending out emails to the folks that are on our email list, but anybody who has any opinion at all about what they like or what they dislike about what we do and how we do it at I'm just going to call it Parks and Rec, or open space as well. We want them to be involved. It is so critical that they are involved, and we encourage them to do that.
So on that note, we're almost done. Is there anything that you haven't told me that we need to know before I finish up?
No, we appreciate the time to be able to come here and speak about what we're doing here. We have a dedicated group of volunteers on the Recreation Commission who give of their time monthly and at our events to help us out. We have a dedicated staff at the golf course and at Parks and Rec, at our pools, at our camps. And if you get the chance this summer to kind of go out to some of the events that we do, or attend one of the pool sessions, or go to the golf course, I hope you'll have
even the community band
in the community
concerts
band. Absolutely.
at the farms.
I hope you'll take advantage of being able, especially in times of nice weather, take advantage of the parks that we have in town. This is a unique community. We have a lot of resources. Our staff works hard to keep these resources in good condition. And if you see somebody out mowing the lawn or cleaning up some leaves, thank them.
Say hi and thank you.
them.
Yeah. Dave?
Pretty much, it's have fun. We have so many things to offer, and it isn't just the structured recreation. Go find one of our trails over at Ethel Walker Woods, or go find a bike path that just you're comfortable riding on because it's nice and flat. But take advantage of it. It's for the benefit of the town. Your tax dollars go to it, and really, Tom and his staff has done a great job. Enjoy the summer. It's a great time to be outside taking advantage of the facilities we have.
Well, thank you both for coming. It's been really edifying, and I hope it's been edifying for our viewers as well. Unfortunately, we've gotten the signal that we have to wrap up, and I want to thank both Tom and Dave for all the wonderful information they provided us. Thanks also to Karen and Kristen at SCTV for getting the show on the air. And thank you for joining us. If you missed any portion of the show, you can find it on our website at simsburytv.org. You can also watch it on Comcast on Channels 5 and Channel 1084, and on Frontier on Channel 6069. I'm Dominique Avery. See you next time for Simsbury Town News.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.